Welcome back to the Brew Crew podcast, everyone. This is episode 157, and I'm here with the anti-anti-maxer, masker. Dang it, I fucked it up. The anti-anti-masker, the anti-anti-vaxxer, and the anti-finger blaster, Iceman. What's up? I wasn't sure if I should use that name or not.
So like no that's you're
But
not like
you're
you're not doxing me. People will be
good. That's what I was worried about. We could always edit it, but we won't.
Yeah, no, there's that.
I don't dox. I'm an anti-doxer.
I just learned what doxing was in like the last year, so that's how hip and cool
I think maybe I'm within the last 2 years. Finding out.
Just because I just started finally watching people on Twitch and just like started laying the groundwork for
some good docs on Twitch.
Yeah, something like that. Oh yeah. Don't be fronting people, yo.
Don't front. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I'm not an anti-masker, but I do want to say that I fucking hate wearing masks. That doesn't mean I don't wear them, and that doesn't mean I'm anti-mask. I just fucking hate it. I never got used to it, and I hate it.
Yeah, like I'm not. There was a point. Now it's just second nature.
Yeah, I do feel that second nature.
I'm glad that they lifted them while you're just walking around on base by yourself, because that's asinine.
Yeah, that's good.
No one's around for 40 yards. I'm not gonna catch shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. It's not for you.
Yeah.
It's for them.
Can we do I got a funny recap for you.
Let's hear it.
So my in-laws just came to town, and if you looked at the description for 156, I put in their in-laws. So that tripped my in-laws off. Because they're like, what did Matt say about? And they caught the snippet because most of it, 95%, is about your in-laws. So they're like, what did you say about us? And this was like Friday, and when I greeted them, and I was like, and they're like, we heard you saying something about Bar Rescue, because they said my mother-in-law doesn't like to watch Bar Rescue or prefer anything but Bar Rescue.
Anything but.
And I go, because they were scanning through, and I go, most of it was about JT's in-laws.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, 90% of the time when I write this description, I like putting in random things in there. Like random things that are, after a couple of beers that I find funny or whatever. Yeah. And so
I love reading them.
Yeah, so they're like, because it's just, that's one thing I'm good at. There's like three things. One of them is just being completely random. And so like I always put a dose of it. Spoiler alert, half that stuff we don't talk about. But it was funny because they're like, what'd you talk about? Like at one time. And I didn't remember, and then I remembered that we were talking about houses and stuff like that. So I thought, and then because she's like, Bar Rescue came up. And I was like,
Bar Rescue.
Yeah, that you prefer not to watch Bar Rescue. So that was kind of fun.
Speaking of in-laws, and Bar Rescue.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't had live TV in years, 5-6 years maybe. But my in-laws have Hulu Live. And they logged into all our TVs with it.
Yeah. You
could watch Bar Rescue all fucking day. I thought it was just live TV, but it's like all the on-demands of live shows.
Yeah. Pluto has
you can watch Bar Rescue all day.
Pluto, which is a free app, has the Bar Rescue channel.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
So, like, they have the American Gladiators channel. So if I ever need something on in the background, I'll throw on American Gladiators or MTV The Challenge. So those are the two, like, 24/7.
I think Pluto is the one that has Bajillion-Dollar Properties, which is a parody of like these
$1 million
HGTV, $1 million properties or all these,
Is it like Lifestyles of Rich and Famous, where you just get to see?
It's sort of like that, yeah.
I
but it's all comedians that you might have seen before on different TV shows or stand up or whatever, and they're acting like realtors for a high class, like millions of dollars properties.
It sounds like
it's really funny. I love it, and it's on Pluto for free.
It sounds like Pluto's amazing.
You do have to watch commercials, but come on, it's free.
Who cares? Even when we had Hulu Live, people are like, oh, we pay to go ad free. If you ever want my money, and I know you're listening,
I
you're
do.
Big data.
I'm listening real close. I want your money.
Allow me to subscribe and pay a one-time yearly fee. Peacock does that, and Hulu does that.
Yep.
Where I can just pay
Hulu did that.
And get so it's
that's a good way to do it.
This year they just upped it $5. Now it's $59 for the year.
It's smart because I realized that I don't use Amazon Prime like ever. Yeah. I don't shop, and my wife also doesn't shop on Amazon.
Yeah.
But we've had the whole year, So we had a whole year. Well, it's bad for them because we had a year to think about it.
Yeah.
But then, if I want to watch something, I'll just log into my sister's account. If I want free shipping, I have to have my own.
Yeah.
So like watch The Boys or whatever. I'll log into my sister's account. She's got Prime. She shops on Amazon.
Yeah, that's one thing. We don't share accounts. Our accounts are our own. But I have other methods that you know of. But with Prime, that's my go-to. Like when I'm going to take a nap or something, if there's nothing else I want to watch, I always throw on Prime. My kids do Hulu because most of their stuff is on Hulu. And then the missus, she's not Prime. I think she's Hulu sometimes. Or Peacock.
Hulu, yeah, I could get behind that. Now, HBO's if I'm just chilling, need to take a nap, I go to. And my kids are of an age now where I'm sharing things with them that I enjoyed when I was a teen.
Scrambled porn.
Porn, and like shows like Silicon Valley where there's a couple things that you have to say, okay, don't listen right now because this joke's a little too mature for you. But other than that, they get the jokes. It's funny to them. They enjoy it.
That's something
There's a lot of episodes.
That's something that they won't have that we had growing up.
Mm-hmm.
And that is trying to bust a nut during like the 30-second Girls Gone Wild commercials.
Yeah, 30-second.
When you're like,
I forgot all about.
When you're like, just like wild. You're just trying to slow down time. You know what I mean?
In the context of 2021, let's be honest. Girls Gone Wild is the stupidest idea of all time. Like you could just the context of 2021. If someone was like, right now we're starting Girls Gone Wild, you'd be like, well, so what you started is a paid version of Instagram or TikTok. Maybe there's not nudity.
Yeah.
But I'm sure these kids are finding what they want.
Yeah, so because all that stuff is so easy to get now, where like before, I mean, that guy became a millionaire and then lost it all, for legal reasons and tax evasion. But they won't know. They won't know.
Is he in jail?
Him
and Martin Shkreli.
It's funny that the Martin Shkreli Wu-Tang CD just came up on the latest episode of Billions.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was a prop.
The FBI has that now, right? So it's gone.
I believe so. I believe they got that.
I wonder if the Library of Congress has archived that.
I'm just fucking elated that Billions came back. Love that show.
I've heard good things.
So good.
What would you compare that show to? Just so I know when I should watch it. What do I need to feel?
It's almost got an Aaron Sorkin feel on how it's darker and so well written.
Like Newsroom. The Newsroom? The one with it's commentary on America.
Okay, so yeah, darker film, but like well written. So an overlap for us For All Mankind.
Oh, okay.
So like it's a high quality,
nice,
amazing show. Like, and the cat and mouse game for 5 seasons, and they still keep it fresh. But anyways,
yes,
beer podcast. The Great American Beer Festival was just recently.
It was. I heard. I did.
Do you have any beer news? I will go. I will let you do. I don't have any beer news.
What? Okay.
So I'll go. We can do the trivia questions into the beer segment if you have beer news.
Well, I have this a Toronto brewer created a beer using AI, but I haven't dug into the I'll bring it up next week.
That's fine.
I haven't dug into the algorithm.
I have enough meat. So 2 things. One weekend was Dayton. So we're in the Dayton area. They just the art museum had their big Oktoberfest. Just to give you a little skinny, the Oktoberfest and Art Ball are the 2 big fundraisers for the year that basically the art museum uses to keep on the lights. So we always go to the preview party. Sorry, Stacy.
Oh yeah, you told me about this. We talked about this a couple weeks ago.
So the unfortunate thing was they didn't have all the bottle share. Usually they have a nice bottle share where you can get stuff. They didn't have that for Friday night. So unfortunately, the preview party got you all you can drink beer, but it was swill, but like Oktoberfest beer swill. So Miller Lite, Bud Light, but then also like German. There was a pumpkin spice latte that was disappointing, but so nothing. But anyways, I was highly disappointed because it's one of the great beer festivals that occurs in the Dayton area, and they didn't have the bottle share because usually I go there and we pass around a bottle even in COVID. So it was unfortunate that it didn't happen. But a much better festival just happened. It was the Great American Beer Festival. And JT, I have a wrap up. And I want to ask you a few questions.
I can't wait to hear about it. Yeah, ask me some questions.
If you fail to get any of these questions right, you have to drink shaken up Bud Light. That's your prize.
All right.
Punishment. Okay. So, a couple questions. Great American Beer Festival just happened at the beginning part of September. What category had the most submissions?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would argue that it was. Oh man, Can I ask about
Yeah, you can ask a
follow-ups?
follow-up question.
So did you state the date because that's relevant to the answer of this?
No, it's just the beginning
No?
part.
Okay.
So it just
All
happened.
right.
It's not
Okay.
like it happened in May.
Right. Yeah, I didn't know
Because you only get timely news.
Gonna go like fall themed beers or something. I'm gonna say IPAs.
I need you to break that down a little bit more.
That was gonna be another question I asked. Is how specific are these categories?
Yep.
Oh, it's got to be New England's.
Okay, I will give it to you. Juicy hazy IPAs.
Yeah.
How
New
many
England's.
submissions in that one category? It's called
In that
juicy
one
and
category?
juicy and
Can
or.
I ask how many total brewers were submitting?
You can ask. That's actually a question I have for you.
Oh,
is how
okay.
many beers were submitted overall?
Overall, well, okay. So for juicy hazy IPAs, I'm
Yep.
gonna say there were. I don't even know. I don't have a reference point of what's normal, so I'm gonna say 57.
All right. So you're off by almost a factor of 8. 400 and.
Shit. I was not sure how many.
27.
brewers. Yeah. Now I have a good reference point, so that's the most.
Okay.
Just for hazies.
Yep.
That tells the story.
Okay.
What Arrow wine and spirits?
What was the second most submitted category?
Oh, the second. Well, I'm gonna say that it was I'm gonna say West Coast IPAs.
American IPA, so like your zombie dust.
Okay.
And how many beers
Yeah,
was that?
that was gonna be my third guess. That was 450. Wait, what was the first?
427?
427.
So you're going up?
I meant 380.
Close. Much better this time. 404.
404.
The winner for the gold medal winner for hazy or juicy IPAs, by the way, came from Distill.
No shit.
Yeah, crazy. So just
Good for
our
them.
neighbor,
Nice job, Distill.
their tour bus.
We've reviewed Distill many a time.
I
so
just
this
had their
is great.
blueberry crumble.
Yeah, I think I don't think I've had that.
How many beers overall?
How many beers overall? Can I ask how many categories there were?
Yes.
Guess?
Right around 100.
100 categories?
Yeah. Might be
Shit.
more.
I'm gonna say there were 2,100 beers.
9,680 beers.
Oh wow.
And how many medals were awarded?
Oh boy, 100.
290.
290. That's
Lots.
a lot of metals, man. I hope they're real. Like real precious metals.
So then I lied. I do have beer news. There's 2 new canning facilities in the country. They're both in what state?
Oh boy.
By Crown and Ball. Both Crown and Ball are opening canning facilities to help with the can shortage.
Oh, okay. They're not new companies.
Nope.
They're new facilities.
New facilities.
Owned by current current can makers.
And they're both opening in the same state.
Now, what you said, Ball, and what was the other one?
Crown. That you'll
Crown.
notice a Crown. It's
These aren't just can generators. These companies make and invent cans.
and the lining.
They
and
are
everything.
the can.
Yep. So you're looking between the
It's
two of them. It's like 96% of the canning capability.
Anyone
in the
can
country.
mold aluminum, but these people, they have engineers.
Yep.
Making cans.
At
I'm
least
gonna
one.
say-
Maybe they share it.
I feel like for
A lot of guessing so far. You're doing really well.
logistics reasons.
Yep.
I feel like somewhere near us would be a very profitable, or not profitable. They're going to be profitable. Would be smart because you can get anywhere.
Yep.
That's what they say about the 70-75 interchange. It's the crossroads of America or something like that. I think that's actually Indiana's.
That's their like state.
Like
name.
their state motto, but
Yeah.
it's not actually true.
Birthplace
The
of
two
Lincoln.
roads that cross each other, you can get anywhere. It's here, Dayton. I'm gonna say Ohio, but I feel like it's wrong. I also thought California, based on population and employment number needs.
Yep. Nevada.
Nevada, interesting place to put an aluminum can factory.
It's got to be tax incentive. I'm guessing.
Oh,
like
yeah.
you guys
Didn't
have to
think of
pay.
that. Totally right.
Squiddly did
Totally
nothing.
right. There are people clamoring for jobs in certain places in America, and I don't believe that that's one of them. I'm sure there are people who need jobs.
Yeah.
Dayton's one of them. I believe the Fuyao factory is closed. At least every time I drive by it now, there are no cars there.
Didn't they just build that?
I'm gonna guess that it's because the Chinese did not want to deal with our labor laws.
They just built it, I thought.
Well, it's been around for maybe 6-7 years. Did you watch the documentary?
No.
They were very anti-union, like so anti-union that the owner of Fuyao flew to America and threatened all the employees that he would close shop. And I'm gonna guess he did.
It was like that Michael Keaton movie, where Toto Motors.
I know what you're talking about, but I haven't seen it.
Like the late 80s.
Yeah.
Speaking of, we're not pro-union. I'm pro-beer though, JT.
We are pro-beer.
Hit me with it. But God, I just looked this up like 6 months ago. It's a Japanese motor company, and he's like the American.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Let me see where we should start here. We got 2 beers, 2 pints. We're gonna start with, these are both new for us.
New?
Well, newish. Let's go with
newish.
Let's start with this one here. It is. Hold on, I'm getting it.
No, that's fine.
Close up this cooler. This is Noon Whistle's Gummy Apocalypse Northeast India Pale Ale. I don't know that Northeast is something that we've had.
No.
I don't think we've had that.
I can say with a lot of confidence.
It seems weird to state it like that.
It's ready to pop.
Why would they say that?
Say what?
Northeast.
I don't know. That's
instead of New England. Is it because it's from like New York or something? I don't know. Just wondering.
Are you giving the ladies what they want? Look at this.
Boom. I like what WWE's doing now. When you go to their city shows, took my kids to Raw last night. Was waiting to say it. Figured it'd be pod. Let's go open this. 3, 2, 1.
You should have taken them to AEW when they were down.
I would love to. I would love to. My son's finally coming around to wanting to go to AEW.
I'm debating. So I have a trip scheduled for November. AEW is doing a pay-per-view the day before I get there, so I'm like, do I go a day early?
You do.
Because there's a couple of buddies that they only run 4 pay-per-views.
When is it? You said?
November 12th.
Yeah. So rumor has it that tomorrow is the first day of Bray Wyatt. I don't know if that's true or not, but it might be worth going. My son would love to. God, that'll win him over.
I haven't seen any dirt on that.
Yeah, I saw a little thing. I put it in my calendar. I was like, oh, I'm going to have it on in the house because he loves Bray Wyatt. But he saw the calendar thing. I forgot that we're all integrated through iCloud. Saw it. So this is... Oh, go ahead.
So that was in a pretty good card last night.
Last night was a surprisingly good Raw. The middle was terrible.
And you already know the question I'm going to ask. Did you cheer when Shayna Baszler was beating the shit out of her? Like the rest of the crowd. They were trying to build sympathy for Eve Marie. Yeah. And she got booed out of the building because she's a worthless piece of...
I do like when the crowd totally bashes a storyline. I love that.
Right.
And Shayna Baszler was...
a legit badass.
Seen earlier in the night on the highlights doing that to Nia Jax, who also everyone hates. But the weird thing about Eva Marie is... Katie watched the Diva. She watches the Total Diva show, and she used to be on it.
Yep.
And I follow a lot of WWE people on Twitter, and when I was standing up the Instagram for the podcast, which I don't really monitor anymore, I followed a bunch of wrestlers, and she would post her workouts, and they're like fucking crazy. Like, she really puts the work in. And I was always like, oh, why is she not wrestling anymore? I guess people hate her. That's probably it.
She's talentless.
Like, I think she works hard.
She has...
And it sucks to see people who work hard.
Sorry, Stacey. She has the charisma of a rock.
Yeah, she's not charismatic, but I think she works hard and could have the ability to be a decent wrestler. The problem is with the women's division, it's definitely not about being a beauty queen anymore. It's about wrestling.
You got to back it up. And speaking of not being a beauty queen, but being able to back it up, congratulations to Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
From... both of us here at the BCP.
Is she coming back ever?
So it took Becky how long to get into shape? You know,
Well, Ronda's been out for years.
it'd be a nice. Well, I mean, it'd be a nice Royal Rumble spoiler.
That would be a nice Royal
But
Rumble.
like, God, 3.5 months, and it's going to be a dome show. The Royal Rumble's going to be a dome show.
St. Louis. Get yourself some Budweiser and go see Royal Rumble.
Yeah, the rumor just came out today that they want to do another British stadium show.
Oh, good.
So it'd be September next year.
I watched the.
Yeah, which is the last time they did.
Honestly, I thought it was gonna be a lot
Nothing was
more revealing, but it wasn't.
Nothing new too much besides the fact that she, the stewardess, was very front and center.
Yeah, I did.
The fact that people have
Dark Side of the
canceled.
Ring. We should mention it.
Yeah.
So this is Noon Whistle. That's the brewery out of Lombard, Illinois. I don't know if you're familiar with Lombard.
Yeah, it's a Kirby Street
Suburb.
in San Francisco.
Suburb of Chicago. Lombard has several high schools, which I always found interesting.
I've never even heard of Lombard. So
yeah,
it's big enough to have several high schools.
So we had one high school that took up many towns. This is one town that has many high schools. Lombard East, Lombard West, Lombard. I think they have a Central or a North or something. We just had one school there.
How many students were in your school?
My graduating class, I believe, was 950. The total school was about 3,000.
950.
Yeah, 3,300.
So my graduating class was 456. We were right around 2,000, a little under, I guess. But 950.
950 in my graduating class.
How long was your passing period?
5 minutes, maybe.
Ours was our school was super long.
That's actually a great question, considering the planning of my high school.
It's my 20-year reunion here in a couple of weeks.
For anyone who wants to know, I went to Lyons Township. That school was originally built. It's okay, I don't live there anymore. It was built in like 1888 or something like that. Some easy to remember number like that.
Yeah.
And it was too small to handle the amount of kids. So in most situations, you would go and do Lyons Township North or South or whatever. Well, instead, they actually built a South campus. The freshmen and sophomores went there.
They built
the same school. Well, I mean, I don't know if they have a lot of handyman teachers. Maybe the shop teacher built it.
No, so the kids.
The school district built a South campus, and they kept the old building as the North campus. So the freshmen and sophomores went to the North campus.
Yeah.
And the juniors and seniors went to wait, what did I say? South. The freshmen and sophomore South campus, juniors, seniors North campus, and we actually had separated campuses. We didn't have to deal with freshmen and sophomores. So there's no freshman initiation or whatever, like a lot of high schools have.
Yeah, we didn't have that.
It's dumb anyway. But because the seniors don't even see the freshmen, they're separated. It was pretty cool. Just 2 grades. So our passing periods were.
We had one corner.
Short, but the school was the same size it's been for 100.
Ours was really long because they added on. I mean, it would take. There was one corner where it just like was people like this, and then.
It's like Beaver Creek. That high school is insane.
I'll find out.
Like when I drive by that school, it's over by.
I know where it is.
Fields, right?
But I've never been in the school.
The right place. It's huge.
It's right on
believe how fucking big that thing is. Yeah, it's so big. I can't believe how big that school is. How do people get around?
Baseball fields.
Softball fields. It's something Rotary Park. It's right there, right? Not right there, but like
it's right on
blocks away.
It's not that big.
I thought it was. Maybe I'm thinking of a different school.
My high school is much bigger. My high school is probably half a mile long.
Wow.
And then it had some depth to it too.
It's a big one.
Maybe I'm exaggerating. I've been known to exaggerate a little bit, but it's long. I'm sure I'll get.
Half a mile.
I'm sure I'll get some commentary. Like I was totally wrong on your Juggalo Mom listening to Perry.
I was gonna mention that. Now I wish I would have thought of it last week. Juggalo Mom. You say Perry Como, she's like, nah, no thanks. But you say Donny Osmond, and holy shit.
That was the Donnie Marie.
Game over.
Was that one of her programs, the Donnie
I don't
Marie
know if she ever watched the Donnie and Marie. Probably.
That was
she's
before
that big
you.
Of a fan, but she was big into like his Broadway, or Chicago Broadway versions. Yeah. Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
If you could tell, this conversation is going to be tipping my hand with what I think of this beer.
So, Noon Whistle, Gummy Apocalypse. It is an 8.2% beer.
It's the best part.
The best part. NWB Co. That's a interesting. It's not. It doesn't roll off the tongue enough.
Yeah.
But why don't you go ahead and talk about your thoughts, and I'm gonna go ahead and do a little Noon Whistle research here.
So last week I have to do a correction. I called it out as the second beer that we had, Corporate Ladder. It was actually their sister company Values. But
yeah, I was gonna ask you.
So
last
they
time
called
we
up
get some like the shit for that.
Yeah, the same thing. We did the same thing.
Oh, they did it again.
It says it. I did it again because it was my submission again. So
did they call us out?
I apologize. Oh yeah. So I had a nice exchange with them.
Should that not tell you that you got some shit going on with your name that people can't fucking figure out?
And that's what I did. They're like, glad you liked the beer, but that's our sister facility's beer. And same artwork and everything. Same thing I did last time.
We have to get to the bottom of this.
I'm super confused.
Corporate
this is like
values.
Yeah, company values.
Company values.
Corporate Ladder.
Corporate Ladder.
Both.
So Corporate Ladder is the one we tagged.
Yep.
That is on the can.
It is.
Let's be clear about that.
Yeah.
But they said this is our sister company.
This is the problem I have with, like, you know, I go to like take shit or whatever, and Untapped is a great, like, so my best friend was out just drinking this weekend, and I was like, oh, I didn't get any notifications because, you know, I like seeing what's going on, and then I did like restart the app, and then all of a sudden like 30 of them came in, but yeah, so like I emailed them directly, and I go, you can see the confusion, like, and I sent pictures and stuff like that, and it was really an amicable conversation, but it was nice it was very similar to Jim Klein at Rogue, you know, like, you don't have to be a dick, you know, to get like responses to, you know, just be a fucking human, you know, and
this is the second
what it was.
time we've made this mistake.
Yeah.
And I don't, you know, fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice. It's your fucking fault.
And we're close to a 5 on both these beers, so it's not like we're lamb-basting.
Oh no, yeah, we like these beers.
But you know, got an invite. Hey, you know, next time we should have them on
to talk.
They're in Florida.
Sure. Well, come on to Dayton. Dayton's a great place. People don't realize how great it is.
I mean, it's the intersection of 70 and 75.
It's also near Cincinnati.
It's also near Cincinnati. No Rheingeist medals, by the way. That's the first. I went through all 290 medals. I stayed up way too late last night aggregating that data. Control F works wonders. Yeah. No Rheingeist medals.
I can give you some things to aggregate data much easier.
Those are pretty impressive people.
This is a good topic of conversation maybe for segment 3. Innovation at Rheingeist has been I don't know, muted? Maybe it just isn't happening. I don't think. I've been there a few times since the pandemic.
Yeah.
I feel like they were pushing out, we could talk about it in segment 3. We'll probably give Noon Whistle their day in court, you know?
Yeah, so I'm going to be short and sweet on this. So I got really excited. Gummy Apocalypse, Northeast, and then Gummy Apocalypse seems like it's going to be made with all the gummy worms. The funny thing is, it was started over a decade ago, back when I still lived in Wisconsin. We started infusing booze with candy. You know, I remember infusing Zima with Jolly Ranchers.
That sounds good.
Doing that, yeah. So you'd uncap it, throw in a couple of Jolly Ranchers, wait 24 hours, and then it was a tasty drink.
Yeah.
It's just that yummy factor. And even at 38 years old, I still admit that sometimes when I drink, I need to have that nummy phase. So when you look at this name, Gummy Apocalypse, it elicits a certain...
Yeah, you're thinking...
like a certain texture, a certain taste.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, so you get like a little bit of sweetness on the nose, but it's like a grain sweetness. It's not like a sugar sweetness. So, and I don't talk about the nose too much, but I was like, oh, this is going to come out very fruity or anything like that. When you drink it, it's just like a ho-hum. It offers nothing. You could have just slapped a white can, and I'm not going to get into the artwork too much. You could have just slapped a white can that said New England IPA Light. Because it doesn't even have, like, to me, it doesn't have like that coat to it. I mean, obviously citrus is out the door, but it doesn't have like that like a boom sauce, which I always is my standard.
That is the standard.
Because it's a fantastic one. They've been doing it the longest that I'm aware of. My first boom sauce was exchanged in a parking lot. So
that's what she said.
Yeah, that's why
we try not to do that, but I had to.
I just listened to, by the way, the Office Lady podcast. I just listened to the dinner party episode.
Oh, I haven't gotten the dinner party.
It's fantastic. It's as good as you would expect.
Great show.
Because that is a top 3 episode of all time.
Great podcast for sure. Maybe we can get some ad space on that show.
They're so good at, like, they skip ads. It'll just be Creed playing the banjo, and then you expect to hear like a shitty ad that you don't care about, and then it goes right back to the banjo.
I think they're well funded.
They are.
Ads might not be something they're interested in.
So off the top rope, this is a 3. This is about as ho-hum as it gets. I don't want to pull it down too much. The name elicits something that it's completely not. It'd be like having a key lime pie, and then you open the can, and it's like a Bud Light mixed with a Miller Lite. It's just the
Let's do that. We should do that. We should have a Bud Light mixed Miller Lite party.
Well, they do it with bourbon. All they do is you make JT's bourbon. I buy it.
Yeah.
I do nothing to it. I just put Matt's bourbon on it.
Right.
There's a lot of rebottle. They call that in the booze industry. We could do it in beer.
They call that Buffalo Trace. Buffalo Trace. That's like literally their job is to just put different labels on the same shit.
Yeah.
There's a huge Pappy Van Winkle, not to sidebar here onto a different alcohol. This is a beer podcast, but
yeah,
a huge Pappy Van Winkle following on my town's Facebook page.
Yeah,
I'm just like,
go figure. All the money in Dayton is in his.
I gotta find this fucking Pappy.
Yeah, I do the Ohio Liquor Lottery.
I went to Arrow and bought 2 bottles of Weller's like with no problem.
Yeah, so
and now everyone's like Weller's.
If you want to know where like
for $1 million. I'm rich now, guys.
Wherever, so Century Bar, they don't get their stuff from like Arrow or a big distributor. They get it from a place just off of North Dixie. Just a whole hum.
Makes sense.
It's crazy.
North
like
Dixie
just how
has some good shops.
But it's weird how like desolate and like a spur of an inner city it looks like up there. And you know they were told like, hey, if you like what we get it from a specialty shop.
Yeah.
But like it's a drive-through even too.
No shit.
They do. It's an L shape.
That's where. So I wonder what the Century Bar people think.
I think it's North Dixie Liquor.
All of these rebrandings.
Oh, rebottling.
Because
like Whistle Pig is a big rebottler.
The
Costco rebottles.
Who did the great con artist show where they talked about the people who stole like pallets of Pappy Van Winkle? Do you remember that?
No.
It was a really well done documentary series about crime, and this was one of the crimes. Each episode's different, and they talk about what is Pappy Van Winkle and exactly how it gets to the point where that label's on it and what the actual alcohol is that's in the bottle. I'm wondering if the Century Bar people who are super knowledgeable on whiskey,
they're fantastic.
What their opinions of this are. Is it just like wearing? I'm gonna go back to high school here. The Abercrombie and Fitch crowd. Those clothes sucked asshole. They didn't fit right, but everyone had it. I couldn't afford it.
I'm not gonna lie. So like the Amber, Tiffany, Thiessen, help me out. Saved by the Bell.
Saved by the Bell.
The Kelly Kapowski of our high schools wore Abercrombie.
Yeah, everyone's Kelly Kapowski's wore Abercrombie.
Believe me,
pissed me off.
They fit right.
They fit right for the girls.
Oh yeah. Well, that's fine.
I found a discount T-shirt.
They get fucked on every other piece of clothing. Girls do. Think of like pockets. A man gets like a legit pocket.
But girls
woman
get
gets
bags, and they don't get ragged for it.
We get backpacks.
In our era,
that's it.
I will say, girls had low-rise jeans, which I loved, but they could not have liked those jeans.
Oh no, dude! Yeah, no.
Like the girls' crotch to button was like.
I will agree. Girls like that.
3 inches.
We don't. I don't know any girls that low-rise jeans would appeal to that listen to this, but I think they like.
We're in our late 30s. No one.
But back then
would appeal to low-rise jeans. back then, I think girls probably maybe they did.
I'm about to go ask my wife. She just got home.
I'm sure my wife was a low-rise jeans wearer back in the day. I don't know. Girls get ripped off. Abercrombie and Fitch is the Pappy Van Winkle of clothes. It's the same shit. I found a discount shirt. I bought it because I wanted to be a fucking poser. Yeah. Because, you know, I was mostly punk rock guy. Wore a lot of like Hurley and Element stuff. Yeah. And I was like, I want to be cool. Because all the kids, my school was rich as fuck. And they were all Dave Matthews Band, Birkenstocks, and Abercrombie and Fitch. That was my high school in a nutshell. And there was like 14 kids who wore what I wore. And I was like, oh, this shirt's only $10. I'm going to buy it. This shirt fit like shit. It was awful.
I was khakis, like cargo khakis.
Yeah, cargo
and
shorts
black,
and uniform.
And black band t-shirts.
I had a lot of band t-shirts as well.
I have a whole tote that...
I'd love to look through that tote.
It's fantastic. I'll get it out.
To see
I know right where it is.
Yeah, so I fucking bought that shirt like an idiot. $10 of my, I worked at McDonald's.
A couple hours.
I mean, we're talking at least 2 hours worth of work for that t-shirt. Plus, minus taxes, we're talking 3. So, and it didn't fit right, and I don't know why people even wore that shit, that garbage crap. You know why they wore it? Because their parents all bought it for them.
Oh yeah,
no, they had to buy it themselves.
I had that. We got clothes at Shopko when I was.
So I think you're gonna like this.
Hit me with the story.
The town whistle. What do you know about the town whistle?
It's like the village bicycle. Everyone gets a turn.
Everyone blows it. Growing up, brewmaster Paul Kreiner and his extended family spent summer vacations in a small town in central Wisconsin, where every day at noon the town whistle blew. The sounding of the noon whistle indicated it was time to crack open the first beer of the day. Is that true?
So
got a real Wisconsinite here.
I'm already pretty upset. One, I wish that they would tell me the city so I could tell you it's probably a paper factory if it's central Wisconsin.
Paper.
2, Fibs, you have your entire state. Don't steal your identity from us. Associate it with your state.
You don't think that Paul Kreiner's from Wisconsin? You think he's lying? You think he's
No, I think he is, but Brew it.
I think that you want him to be an Illinoisan.
I don't. Well,
who
I'm just going by this.
Rather than being a Wisconsinner who moved and migrated.
Wisconsinite.
Wisconsaire.
I
like that actually.
French.
That sounds pretty good. But here, look at this guy. This is Paul Kreiner. He's definitely Wisconsin.
He's got a little Rainn Wilson to him.
He does. I would have him on the podcast. Paul, if you want to, correct me on the pronunciation of your last name.
I know a couple.
Talk about Wisconsin. Come on the
How do you spell Kreiner? Because I know some.
Kreiner.
I know a couple of. I'll have to ask my buddy Nolan. I'm going to ask him. What's his name? Paul Kreiner. Okay.
This tradition was about drinking great beer, of course, right? Yeah. Which beer did you choose, Paul? You choose Leinenkugel, Miller. What else? Did they have? Do you think back? When did the Spotted Cow start? When was that?
Early 90s.
Early 90s. All right, Spotted Cow. What are you choosing, Paul? This great beer you speak of. More importantly, creating lasting memories with family and friends. I can get behind that. Who doesn't want to create lasting memories? But when the noon whistle blows every day, you're not creating lasting impressions when something happens every day. My alarm goes off every day. Do you think I fucking remember when I woke up every day what I did? No. I woke up.
My alarm never
because it's a routine. It's not a special event.
Oh,
lasting memories.
Hopefully I know where you're taking this. Routine, lasting event. Gotcha. Nolan's getting back to me right now. We'll find out if I'm friends with a relation.
I want to talk to Nolan. Let's get him on Skype. Here he is. Nolan's calling. Nolan. Hey, Nolan. Thanks for your input. So they're in Lombard. Paul moved to Lombard apparently, and his kids go to one of the 14 high schools in Lombard: North, South, East, West, Central, and the other ones. That's it. This crew looks all right. You can do a website review if you want or not. That's let me do the can art. Jeez, I forgot already. We've been talking about Noon Whistle for a while. Every topic that we cover in between the start of the crack and the end of the review, technically we're talking about that.
We're getting elongated in our non-beer stuff, but like this.
But that's the best part of the show.
This beer, yeah.
If you're asking me. So this is Can Art Bonus segment brought to you by Chuggalo Steph.
Chuggalo Hildy.
Hildy. Thanks, Hildy.
Be seeing Hildy in a couple of days.
I don't mind this can art. It has a very Halloween-ish theme going on. There's some skeletons and some witches. Silhouettes, of course, of those people at the bottom. Not sure why. I guess it's the Gummy Apocalypse, but you have to separate Apocalypse from Halloween. They're different. Apocalypse is more biblical. Zombie invasion is more what I think what you're going for here.
Contemporary.
It's more contemporary, yeah. Apocalypse, that's a biblical thing. We're talking locusts and I don't know, fire-breathing animals.
I didn't talk to that friend according to Facebook in 8 years.
Holy shit!
So I just asked him, and he goes,
he's like, wow,
"Who's this guy? Who's this fuck?"
I will say that the can art here is not poorly done. I do like the split, the plain colors. This kind of mustard yellow does stick out with all the other cans that you know we talked about last week with Corporate Ladder. There's this like there's a trend of can art going towards these negative space, the white space. And then there's can art that's like Pipeworks, which is just absolutely fucking bonkers. But there's this that's just like, this is like an IKEA can. It's got class, it's got good contrast, and you can see it on the shelf.
Can I keep it office theme for a second? Since
yeah,
this is almost the color of a Dwight shirt, the mustard.
This is definitely a Dwight shirt. Beer, you should have went that route with this. That's the can art corner. I'm not going to say anything else about this can art. It's fine. Now I will say I will comment on a few other things. NWB I think is I don't think you should abbreviate with that. I don't think it doesn't roll off the tongue. NWB, and no one's going to say that. Hey, you guys want to go to NWB this weekend? No, Noon Whistle actually sounds much better. You guys want to go to Noon Whistle? Yeah, let's go to Noon Whistle. Gummy Apocalypse. I think the reason why they call it Gummy Apocalypse, and I pride myself in being able to distinctly differentiate between beers with milk sugar and beers without. And I don't like milk sugar. And if you do milk sugar well, I usually give you bonus points. The first taste of this beer was like 100% sugar, milk sugar. It's just this weird. God, I wish I could describe the way that milk sugar tastes to me. It tastes like I don't know. It's like a fall. It's like a pumpkin, but not pumpkin. It's like the texture of a pumpkin. If sugar was the texture of a pumpkin, that's what it tastes like to me. And I don't like it. They did not hide the milk sugar. And I think that's why they call it Gummy Apocalypse. If I'm buying a Gummy Apocalypse IPA, I want an IPA that's infused with candy. Fruit candy. Period. Matt alluded to it. I think he maybe more than alluded to it. I'm saying it. Don't just beat around the bush. Call us a fucking sugar IPA if that's what you're making. Gummy Apocalypse, I was expecting so much more. This is a American IPA. That's what I believe. What I was thinking, a Truth or a Zombie Dust.
It's looking it up too, looking more information. It's got the triumvirate of the 3 hops that I like together too, and it's just completely destroyed by. It
doesn't do poorly on the IPA front. What kills this beer is that sugar.
Yeah.
It's filling. The aftertaste isn't the greatest. It's unlikely I will return to this beer. I do like the can, but that does not weigh into my taste score. Man, I'm right at the same spot as Matt. I can't go below 3 because I don't think it's a poorly made IPA. I think if you took the sugar out, you probably have a pretty damn good IPA here. And maybe you have one. It's a 3.0. We finish this?
This is a very, in the community, is a very lauded beer. What
is it?
Yeah, 4.11.
Wow, that's its average score on Untappd?
Yeah, 15,000.
Holy shit.
15,000 reviews.
Well, you guys are doing great at Noon Whistle. Keep it up. Personally,
I think
buddy. You need to make this without sugar.
You did this right.
Yeah, I think I did. So this is Solemn Oath Brewery, which, have we had Solemn Oath? I know you don't have your spreadsheet.
I guarantee we have.
I feel like we've at least talked about Solemn Oath. This is a grapefruit soda Kolsch. I have been observing the beer trends, and Kolsch's are getting love right now.
Are coming up, yeah.
They're coming up.
Because it's a cleaner.
You got a nice base, a nice like weedy kind of yeasty base, and then just whatever the fuck you want.
Clean without being filling.
Yeah.
That Kolsch is Kolsch.
Let's just roll it. I don't know if we need to.
A Kolsch.
It's a soda.
Isn't Gauche.
Kolsch ain't Gauche. That'd be a good shirt.
Yeah, that's gonna be the title.
Kolsch ain't Gauche. How do you spell Gauche?
Go.
Put a couple extra H's in there. Ghoa.
That sounds like gosh.
HT. All right, ready? Be good.
Yep. Oh yeah.
3, 2, 1. Yeah,
this can
climbed
came ready.
The shit out of this.
This can came ready.
Can was
That's an automatic 0.25.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, automatic 0.25.
Oh yeah,
perfect to open. This
has a rattler nose.
Okay. Wow. This beer changed my day. This is Solemn Oath, which love the name, and I don't give points on names. I just like it.
You could go so many ways with Solemn Oath.
Yeah,
like you could go into a metal, like
yeah, you could be metal, or you could be like law,
angelic.
Yeah, you could angelic. What a good word.
I think a lot of my like language and understanding comes from just playing Magic for 26 years of my life.
And angelic's a term that is used.
No, like Solemn Oath. So you think about it, but like angelic or metal or so it's an amalgamation of just a bunch of different like reading things and playing video games, and
yeah,
that's why I have a great sense of direction. Is just playing top-down video games. Sorry, Stacy.
So this is Lou. I couldn't read it, and we'll get to that in the can art segment. I did not know what word that was. It's L-U. Lou. I had to look it up.
L-E-U? Okay.
Just L-U.
With the umlauts over the
L-U.
U.
Yeah, umlauts. Yeah, umlauts. It's on Untappd with umlauts. I didn't know. I don't even know how to make those.
This would be a tough beer to chug.
Mm-hmm.
It's very light. It's very spritzer.
Yeah. When you say soda, and we haven't had a lot of beers that say soda. When you say soda, you have to deliver a light, carbonated, something that doesn't stick around. But we'll obviously talk about that a little bit. You want to talk about your feelings and thoughts?
Yeah. So I'm this beer is growing on me. Because if you know Matt, if you know the Iceman, there are few things I love. Grapefruit is one of them. It's a lighter but carries the sweetness, but it doesn't. It's a freshness. It's a fresh sweet. I love Squirt. I love Fresca. Fresca's making a comeback now. I
can see that.
They make the Fresca soda water, which is 0 carbs or whatever, but it carries that same Fresca taste. That was like the cool can, like in the late 90s when we were coming in and would have a couple of nickels to our name and stuff like that. You'd buy Fresca. So my wife drinks Fresca with her tequila, and it's called a drink. You can Google it, but
yeah, Fresca and tequila. Google it.
Loves it.
It's called a Fresquila.
Yeah, and the Rocks tequila, by the way, Terry Mana is fantastic. It's super smooth. I got a couple bottles of it up there right now.
If you can find a tequila that doesn't hit like tequila, but tastes like tequila,
that doesn't.
That's what I'm looking for.
Yep, and both the Añejo and the Reposado are both really good. So if depending on how you like your tequilas, with that
said,
this is, again, I love grapefruit. It's only second to cranberry juice in far as being superior juices. But I love Squirt. Off the top rope.
Squirt. I didn't know that was grapefruit. I haven't had Squirt in a while.
This is like a beer version of Squirt. I've commented on a lot of beers on this podcast. I don't think I'm going to have something more astute and tight as that. Off the top rope, this is a 4.75. This is fantastic. Like if I wanted to have, something mowing the lawn or whatever, but like something be refreshing, it would be this beer. This is a alcoholic beer version, not a liquor version of Squirt. It's amazing.
It really is a beer version of Squirt. That's crazy.
It's and like I said, and I treat myself. I don't keep it in my fridge. I'll keep like DMDs and stuff in my fridge, but every once in a while, a couple times a year, I'll have a Squirt. So maybe it's like the exclusivity I keep it, but I bet if I give this to the missus right now, who drinks a lot of
seltzers,
Fresca. I mean, I'm ready to go crack a Fresca right now and give it to you and just be like, give me a difference. Yeah.
That's a good score.
Here's
the can art bunner. All right, Matt's gonna be right back. Here's the can art for those who are following. Matt is gone, but I'm gonna show you the can art. Here it is. We do the can art bunner segment. For anyone who's not up to date on the podcast, can art is important, and that's what I'm doing. Okay. Solemn Oath Brewery Lou Radler Kolsch Style Ale with grapefruit soda. So the can obviously stuck out. It's blood red, and it has skulls and grapefruits just strewn about in a uniformed way. There's some grapefruits that are cut in half, some grapefruits that are cut a little bit, and some grapefruits that are quartered, and then there's skulls every once in a while. The color sticks out. I'm not a huge fan of this font type. I'm not exactly sure. I wasn't exactly sure what this font represented. I knew it was an L and probably either two I's or a U. But that's the only complaint with the can art. But can art does not count against the score. I just don't like that font personally. Other than that, I think the can stuck out. It's what made me look at it and buy it. I do like grapefruit flavored things. Grapefruit flavored treats. We talked about, 140 episodes ago, grapefruit gummy bears, which for several episodes in a row we had on the podcast. You could hear us eating them if you'd like hearing people eat.
I still have some Albanese.
Albanese are phenomenal. I think they're superior to Harborough, but that's just me. I also pass it every time I go to Chicago. So there's a lot going on this website. That's the Can Art Bunner segment brought to you by... Don't tell me. His name is... I always forget, but I'm going to remember. His name is Chugalo Yandy.
Yep.
Remember Lanny? What was that sound thing that people were getting all fucked up? It was like Lanny and Yanny and Laurel. Remember that? Laurel and Yanny? Do you remember that? It was like the blue dress thing, but it was for sound.
I guess you really find your sweet spot. So like, we hate our parents' music, but you really identify for a short period of time, and that music, even we're 20 years past what I would argue is that formation, But I still listen to that music. 90% of what's in my rotation is from.
This wasn't music. This was just sound.
I know, but so I say that I'm out of touch with, because a lot of the things I resonate with and a lot of my pop culture references are for like a 5-year window that was 20 years ago.
That's a good 5-year window, though. I like that.
Yeah, for us, I mean, it's fantastic. But our parents would say the same thing. You know, for like the 71 to 78 or whatever.
I don't know.
I'm bad at math.
I think if you are a music artist,
yep.
Whether you make your own music or you, here's a more likely case, allow other people to write your music for you.
Yeah.
If you have been a host on The Voice,
this is The Voice.
My mom will probably listens to your music.
Yeah.
And Donny Osmond.
So, 2 immediate feedbacks.
So, Blake Shelton and Donny Osmond.
While you're ingesting the website, the wife loves this beer. She says it's
fantastic.
fantastic.
Let's get the feedback. What's her score?
She perfect. Best beer I've ever just said, hey,
go
take it. And then the second one is she did wear low-rise jeans, and she goes, looking back, it's probably stupid.
Looking back, it was
so which is what you said.
I think that's what most of these comments are in the context of now, and even we started this podcast years ago.
Yeah,
context of then is different than now. The context of 2003, 2002, as opposed to now. I mean, low-rise jeans could not have been. They are not practical. They're not practical.
I never thought it. I thought it would be. I thought it'd be comfortable.
No one in their late 30s is wearing low-rise jeans. That's for sure. I know, like, high shirts are the thing now.
No, high jeans, like
high jeans and
that artificially make you look like you have a fupa. That's what's
Isn't
weird.
that weird? Mom jeans are back.
Yeah, mom jeans. There you go.
Mom jeans are back. Everything comes back full circle. I think it's really it's a matter of women clothing designers are one under a shitload of pressure to have new ideas every season.
Yep.
And 2 are out of ideas.
Right.
So they come up with shit that already happened.
You know, like I talked about who would women's pockets being insanely small. I bet I could pitch this idea to Randy Orton's wife, and she would have 10 minutes of pure gold on small pockets. And we both know her.
Yeah,
and I'd be like,
have some gold.
Tell me your thoughts on small pockets. And I would just sit down and we would share a bucket of popcorn.
Yeah, Randy Orton's wife is, in my estimation, not a purse carrier. And she has opinions on small pockets. I'm sure
you've heard it?
Purse.
You've heard her small pockets?
I've not heard it, but I think that you could get a response.
Of our Venn diagram of friends.
Yeah.
If we'd pick somebody.
If you pick somebody just to talk about small pockets, yeah, I'd probably
and then just to sit down and just like let her control the room.
Yep.
I'm going to test this in a couple of weeks. But anyways,
we need to give her
an
appropriate name. Maybe her name is well, we got Randy Orton.
It'll come up organically.
Yeah, it will. Solemn Oath.
That's the only disappointing thing. 4.7.
What's the disappointment?
On the alcohol. Wouldn't it be cool if it was a 9?
Wouldn't it be cool if it was a 9? I didn't say what it was. What is it?
4.7.
4.7. Yeah. I mean, if you have a soda beer, it's gonna be lower. I think that's expected. What was the gentleman's name who sponsored the can art again? I forgot.
Chuggalo Hildy.
Hildy. I knew it had a Y in it. That's why I said Yanny. And Laurel. Remember that? Laurel and Yanny? If you remember Laurel and Yanny, comment on the website below. You know, these comments, like, let me do it. Right there. That's where the comments are.
No, it won't flip. That'll be the ingest.
I don't think it'll flip. Yeah, I don't think it flips. Solemn Oath's website, and I don't do website reviews. I don't have sponsors for this. I'm not in the position to do it. They provide an air, not of arrogance or confidence. They provide an air of, it's not always about beer. Sometimes it's about something else. And they have a shitload going on this website. Like, they're building geodomes for, like, health and safety. And I don't know, there's like a lot going on this website. And they're not just about beer. They're in Naperville, if you know anything about the Chicago suburbs. They're also in Chicago.
They claim to be a suburb, but everyone hates that they do. Because Naperville's out there.
It's out there. My sister lives she lives in Joliet, next to Naperville. I did dox her just now, but you'll never find her because Joliet's gigantic. And there's just houses, like, everywhere.
Yeah.
You'll never find my sister. Naperville is even more gigantic. And I don't know how anyone lives there. It's like if you were to take... Have you ever gone down...
First, it's in Illinois. And the taxes are ridiculous.
Taxes are ridiculous. Have you ever gone down Wilmington Pike? Is it Pike? Wilmington, whatever it is. Past Magic Castle. You know where Magic Castle is?
Nope.
Okay.
Do you
know where Home Depot is on Wilmington?
Nope.
Well, if you ever go down Wilmington, there's
I've been here for 10 years.
All of a sudden, like you're driving down, so before you get to Magic Castle, which is it's like a video game, batting cage, mini golf place for families. On the left will be nowhere in particular on Wilmington. Then Magic Castle. Then you go about another quarter mile.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, it's just like, boom, corporate America. It's like Home Depot, Walmart, fucking everything. Chick-fil-A, all these places, it just like opens up into this metropolis of just like stores and strip malls, regular malls, all kinds of malls, just stores everywhere. That's Naperville to me. It's just a representation of corporate America.
Suburbia.
Exactly. That's where Solomonth is. But they're doing things. They're making geodomes. And then their website, I wouldn't say it's the best website if I was a website reviewer, which I'm not. I wouldn't give it a high score. But they do put information on there. They're from Naperville. They have a tap house in Chicago. Who the fuck knows where that's at? 'Cause Chicago's a big-ass place. But that's it. That's kind of what I'm saying. And the website, just description, not review. I am fully on board with this beer, taste-wise. When you say grapefruit, if you don't fucking deliver, I'm super disappointed. So many IPAs claim grapefruit these days because grapefruit is an easy flavor to kind of mimic with certain types of hops. And I think people say, well, this has like hints of grapefruit, but it's not actual grapefruit. It's just whatever is coming off of the hops.
Do you know what a grapefruit spoon is?
Grapefruit spoon? Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Describe it for the listeners.
It's got
It's aerated. Okay.
It's aerated.
See. No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you dig into your grapefruit, pour a little sugar on, boom, eat the grapefruit. Surprisingly, you might, because I do talk grapefruit up a lot, don't actually like eating the fruit. I enjoy drinking it, and I enjoy eating candy that is flavored. I like it. This beer does based on this score, 95% right. I'm right there with Matt.
It's so good.
I'm at a 9.75. The only thing I wish that was different about this beer would elevate it to a 5 is that it's just too sugary. There's sugar in here.
JT, if we change ours, you just gave this beer a 9.75, which
Did I?
would be the highest score of all time.
It's definitely not the highest score of all time.
All time.
4.75. There's sugar. I can taste the sugar. I don't want to taste the sugar. I just wish that this was what it is, a Kolsch, with probably some carbonated water mixed in, so it's watered down, and then give me that grapefruit, but keep the sugar out. I'm okay with the bitterness. I'm okay with that. I think that's what would make this better. It would make it a 5, in my opinion. If you took the sugar out.
If you made this more carbonated, it'd be more of like a seltzer, and it's very close.
I don't think you could go more carbonated, but you could take the sugar out. The Kolsch doesn't stick out. The Kolsch doesn't stick out either, which I think it could.
That's just a clean. No, I don't want it to. I don't want it to overshadow the Kolsch is the clean, because a Kolsch you're not coming with a lot of gimmicks.
You're not coming with gimmicks, but you're coming with a base. of wheat, right? They're coming with like a, I don't know, is it malty or is it wheat? It's something. There's a Kolsch has an identity. It's not like a Miller Lite. If you give me a grapefruit Miller Lite, I would expect to drink grapefruit
That's
water.
a Pils, but
yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like
but it's close.
But Kraft Pilsner has delightful. A flavor. Kraft Kolsch has a flavor. Swill Pilsner does not.
This is, I would keep. There's definitely a situation to keep this in your fridge.
Yeah.
For the light drinker, there's so many. This is one of the most applicable beers
for the light drinker. Definitely, this is there's a hops seltzer, by the way. Did you see that?
Yeah, and my wife just got shipped a Heineken 0.0. I was like, oh, I'll do that for the pod, and she just cracked it open. Came in a 5.2 ounce can.
There is a hops seltzer, but
there's hops candy. I mean, you can extract hops and.
Yeah, this is as close to a seltzer as you're gonna get and still be beer. That was my bigger argument.
This beer is fantastic. This is
it's good beer.
This is awesome.
It's light.
I'd buy the shit out of this.
Buy the shit out of it.
Because I mean, you could ramp this up. You could make this a beer carry into into a gin and make it a fresher, boozier type drink or whatever. But this is fantastic. Home run, JT.
Home run. So what did I say was a good segment 3 conversation? I've forgotten.
That's life. That just happens.
It happens. It happens. This is segment 3. We're there. We're gonna drink the rest of this beer. Gosh, I just don't remember. It wasn't Noon Whistle.
What's your favorite? So we're in Oktoberfest time.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite Oktoberfest food? I always have this shit. This is my mind going. Because Oktoberfest and beer.
That's a good question.
Oktoberfest and beer are synonymous more than any other seasonal event, and I would fight anyone on that.
Okay, I don't want to fight. I'm not interested.
That's okay. You can think about it.
At this stage of my life, we could talk about that too. Just like who fights. What's the type of person who fights? But I like this question. I think that I associate fall with pickled things. Sauerkraut probably is a really good fall treat. But I would have to go with pierogies.
I eat sauerkraut year round.
Well, I do too. But I think that if you were to think, okay, what season is this?
I got home and I just had a beef and cabbage burrito. That's my first meal of the day.
I like sauerkraut more than I like cabbage, plain cabbage.
Oh God.
I also like coleslaw more than I like cabbage. I like cabbage in things. Is basically what I'm saying.
I'll take so when we make beef and cabbage, we'll take the other side and I say instead of making hash browns or breakfast potatoes, I'll take cabbage and I'll fry it up with my bacon.
When you say beef and cabbage, what kind of beef are you talking about? Are you talking about corned beef?
No, just ground beef.
Ground beef and cabbage.
It's one of our, and then Hannah loves it. It's my 5-year-old's. After brats, oh God, you can tell where we live. It's probably her second favorite meal. Spicy beef.
We're
and
also
cabbage.
Big brat people.
Hot dogs do not go over well in our house.
Yeah, they
are met with disappointment. Because the girls on their pizza, they want baby brats. So that's.
Have you perused the brat selections at Dorothy Lane?
I
don't know if you like to.
No, we don't go.
Mix it up.
I don't go to DLM. I go to Kroger and Johnsonville is there. So.
Oh yeah, they have Johnsonville, but they'll put anything in a brat.
Oh yeah, I all over. Like wild rice is one.
Yeah, rice.
Unfortunately, that takes away
bacon.
the protein. It doesn't carry the protein.
Yeah.
So, anyways, back to because this is a loaded question. Tonight, I'm getting Milano's Oktoberfest pizza, which is one of it's pizza, mashed potatoes, brats, fucking fat boy food.
Yeah, when we went to Pittsburgh for the 4th of July to see the Pirates and the Cubs, we got a pierogi pizza, which is essentially the same thing.
So good.
But that's year round. That's not an Oktoberfest thing.
Yep. So
I'm just excited. Like weird.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Pittsburgh, like the Yinzers and stuff, they do food right.
Yeah. If you stay around the river, you'll have a great time.
I can identify with them, but I just associate like Oktoberfest is like a vestige, unfortunately, and there's talks that JT and I have to talk off air for another Dayton beer event that we're in talks, but Oktoberfest is, like this is an amazing just beer time of the year in the Dayton area. Usually hallmarked by Dayton Beer Week, Ale Fest, and then the exclamation point is Oktoberfest.
So when is Beer Week?
I
missed it this year for some reason.
Yeah, it was the last week in August, and they canceled it.
They really need to coordinate for Dayton because that's what it is.
Yeah.
They need to make sure that minor league baseball is not over yet. That's my opinion. I think that
and it wasn't,
people congregate. It was still going?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because I just went to a Dragons game here 2 weeks ago.
I think the Dragons, I think they can. They do craft beer, but I think they can really elevate.
They have a Budweiser contract though because of Great American.
Yeah.
That's
they have a craft beer place in along first base.
They do, but it took a couple of years to get there, and that's
so does Great American.
But it took time to get.
It takes time. It takes time for anything.
But like when Warped Wing, a production brewery, couldn't get into there for years.
Yeah.
All these sellouts, and they pitched them, and they did everything right, and they couldn't get into there.
Yeah.
But that
I haven't been given enough credit to Warped Wing. I don't personally like most of their beers, but I think they're doing a great job. That's all I want to say. They're meeting their goals and they're exceeding them. Yep.
But something, and we're gonna close on this note.
They're creating jobs.
Would you sign off on a place because my Chuckable Mikey was just telling me. So he went to Minneapolis and he went to Black Stack, which we just had.
Black Stack, we just had it.
And I told him, and he listened and he commented. He went to a place called Stack Deck. They charge, so it's very much their business plan. I've never been there. I'm gonna probably go here in a couple of days. Their business plan is so it's an arcade, but they charge a cover charge to keep the kids out.
Okay.
So it's like Canal Street, but they charge a $10 cover charge, and then it's all the games you can play.
What if I'm okay with that? Paying that for my kids.
Ooh, I didn't even think about that because I don't take my kids to.
Like my kids,
but you're bringing another.
Where my kids are, they're kind of cool.
Yeah.
And I would pay $10.
No, your
$10
kids are cool, and I'm not just saying
to
podcast
play games. I would pay that for sure.
Yeah, so that's an interesting thing because he'll comment.
So I just limit it. If you don't want kids, just say you don't want kids. Like Canal Street will say 9:00, kids out.
Is that
that's
what
their
the rule is?
Yeah. So we've
9 o'clock
had to leave
late.
before. Yeah, we went to Raw last night. That went till 11, and they went to school today.
Well,
I'm not like the best at time management.
No, you're the cool dad.
Well, thanks. I don't know that that's 100% true, but I think I'm pretty cool.
I'm still at the age where when I'm the cool dad, the girls cuddle with us, and we do story time
in
our bed.
As being cool.
No, in our bed, and then we turn on 10 minutes of their show, and then we go to bed.
Oh, okay.
But all in our bed. That's our cool.
That is cool.
So
that's
then,
cool
like Hannah had a soccer game last night, and we didn't get back till like a little after 7, so past my bedtime. But
yeah, 7. That's pretty late for you.
But
we got back at 12:20. I think was the time we walked in the door. Cincinnati's not the closest city, but it's not the farthest city.
Yeah, but I mean that's like when I come back from, Minnesota. I'm getting my head hits the pillow right about 1, and then I still get up. Every once in a while, treat yourself. Sacrifices must be made.
Kids went to that. I forgot the original question. What was it?
Yeah, we're all over the place.
Yeah, I have a lot of thoughts on Raw. We won't talk about it. What was the thing you said last thing to leave you with? We're gonna leave you with this.
Oh. Usually I'm good at this. If only I took notes. Good thing I already have the title written down.
Yeah, we got the title. Gonna leave you with this. Dayton, it's a good town. That's it. It's a good town. to drink beer. We need to have an ale fest, and we need to have Oktoberfest.
Yeah, it was a question.
I think we have a good St. Patty's Day though. I give date in that.
Nope.
You don't think so?
No. But
for this size of town?
No, God, not even for no. Because I've gone to villages where it's 15 people that live in the same place, and we do a parade to 4 different bars.
15 people.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, look up Yellow Lake, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin's just a different place.
But anyways, like the parade that I showed up and split a costume contest prize with. 15 people, like there's a bar, a church, literally, and 15 houses, and I'm not exaggerating. Look up again, Yellow Lake, Wisconsin, and the parade had 40 floats in it.
40 floats for a 15-person town?
To go to 4 different bars.
This sounds like, honestly, people go to what's that motorcycle place in South Dakota? Sturgis. People go. They say they make a trip to Sturgis, and this is not a commentary on like politics. It's probably worth it.
Yep.
What you're talking about?
Yeah.
Sounds like something that the nation, just to feel more American, should get behind because it sounds awesome. Like that's what I want. I want to experience a small town that's just like. Once a year, we fucking party.
So that's what it is, but it's not even a town. There's no. It's a bar. It's the Gandy Dancer.
The Gandy Dancer.
It's a Lutheran church.
Yeah.
And
the Lutheran church is a part of this.
Yeah. They use their parking lot to get some of the floats in.
Drink our wine. Take the sacrament.
I'm not gonna lie. I showed up in an amazing costume. I was painted head to toe green paint in northern Wisconsin. First of all, St. Patty's Day is my birthday.
Yes.
So I would say Oktoberfest is a season.
That does make it.
St. Patty's Day is one day. That's why I say Oktoberfest outweighs even.
I guess because it's a fest, yeah.
Yeah. But it's just it's a ridiculous parade with people like.
It's hard.
I'm not going to dox my attachment to it, but
this sounds awesome.
The cabin is.
This sounds like something that people should.
Fantastic.
There's more to.
There's more stories you should ask me about, and this would be great on air.
All right, we'll talk about it next week. We're going to talk about this float. 40 floats. 40 floats.
Not exaggeration.
For a town of 15 people or
15,
families.
15 houses.
15 houses.
Yellow Lake, Wisconsin.
Yellow Lake, Wisconsin.
I'm not exhegrating. 15.
Next week.
15 might be the houses I'm exaggerating. It might be under 10.
Next week's got to be the Yellow Lake, Wisconsin episode.
Yep.
We got to talk about this. I'm going to do some research over the next week.
Yeah. The Gandy Dancer.
This sounds awesome.
The 19th hole.
Gandy Dancer is such a good name.
Ike Walton's. And what's the 4th bar?
Is the Gandy Dancer a savory place? Is it a strip club?
No. They don't do it there. The strip club is a few miles away. That's another story.
It's not in Yellow, whatever.
It's not in Yellow Lake. The Gandy Dancer had people coming because their shake of the day got to over $40,000 for the shake of the day.
Shake of the day had
over
people
40,000.
We're on theme here for a strip club.
Yellow Lake. Strip clubs don't have shake of the day.
Shake of the day had people coming. That's all I'm saying.
Yep, shake of the day.
Shake of the day sounds like a good theme for that place that's right next to 5th Street.
Oh, are you talking Katie's Place?
That's right. It's called Katie's Place, which I don't like.
Different kind of shake.
I don't like the name of that place.
Spelled the same way, by
different shake. Yeah, different shake.
No, Katie is spelled the same way.
It is spelled the same way.
Yeah.
That's okay. I mean, we're talking shake though. Difference between Dairy Queen and the Masturbatorium.
The Beats Laboratory.
The Beats Laboratory.
Beats Emporium. Sorry.
I like the laboratory.
That's it.
That's the episode. I mean, we end on that. Beats Laboratory.